Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from Birmingham, Alabama again today. I'll be here through Sunday, but I will be back in time for the 8 p.m. webinar on Sunday night at 8. So today is Thursday, March 18th, 2021, and I think we're on day 76. That little sheet is at home, and I'm trying to keep up with it, of the 366-day Game of Life 2021 edition. I think that's a really cool way to think about things. We're playing the game of life, and you have just different little eras or years in the game, episodes in the game. We can break those episodes down into years, months, days, and whatever we need to strategize and make sure that we win at the game of life. Now, I'm going to tell you, there is actually the only one way to win at the game of life is by having accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. If you have never had that moment where you know that you recognized that you were a sinner and that we're all sinners, I'm not just pointing at you, that you needed saving. You needed the gift that Jesus gave us on the cross, and that you do want to make him Lord of your life. If you've never had that moment, but you want to have that moment, please message me. I'll be happy to talk with you about that, because that's the number one way to win at the game of life. And I do not want to lead you down the wrong path with all my shibboleth, let's win at the game of life. This enhances our life, but the number one way to win at the game of life is by having Jesus. Okay, so when you hop on this morning, please tell me good morning, where you are from, and what type of shibboleth day you are having. So as you know, I am in Birmingham because my mom had surgery yesterday. The surgery went well. She stayed in recovery a long time, and they have a get in a bed problem because there's a lot of surgeries going on. So I haven't talked to her. They've called twice. They don't really call that regularly. So as soon as I get off of here this morning, I'm going to call them and say, hey, what's up? What's going on? And hopefully she'll have a room where I can go, because I couldn't go back to the recovery room. So she's hopefully doing well. I'll check on her this morning. But I wanted to show you something. So as you prepare to come somewhere for 5 days, I had put on my calendar holidays just because I didn't know and I wanted to just see what's happening. But, I don't really want to have a random holiday just for no reason. So, because this is the way we should be eating anyway. And I try to use holidays for, maybe weekends when my husband and I like to go out to eat. He likes to go out to eat after church on Sunday, and holidays, I like to save them for that. So I had it scheduled for this when you're less in control, but I did not have a holiday yesterday. I had an intermittent fasting day, and I was really happy about that. But I'm going to show you how I came prepared. Okay, so I'm going to flip my phone around, and this is my bag. Okay, so in my bag here, I've got these. Yeah, y'all don't get jealous. I still have some of those. They're expired. Don't worry about it. You don't need them. But the company quit making those. I've got these. I'm not a fan of I love Quest chips, but these are hot for me. But that's what I bought at the store because that's all they had, and I forgot that they were hot for my tongue. Do y'all ever do that? Forget something that you don't want to eat? And then I've got these. See, 2 bags of these will make a meal replacement. So I had these in the hospital yesterday for a meal replacement. And then I've got a Grab the Gold. I did have a Grab the Gold yesterday for a snack. And then I've got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 Mighty Muffins. Oh, five Mighty Muffins. I've got Nuts and More. Oh, there's my Health-Wise hot chocolate in case I want that. Oh, there's another bag of chips. There's brown bread. This is the chocolate bar that's already broken up into 6 pieces because if I haven't had a condiment with a meal, I'll use that as a condiment. It could also be an extra if I wanted it. And then here's some very, very expired cookies, but they still work. I was going to see if my mom wanted those because I don't really like them that much. There's some soup, so I can make myself some grilled cheese and have some soup with it. There's some soft bake chocolate caramel mug cake. There's some pumpkin seeds. I've got like 5 or 6 things of crunchy protein cookies, buff bake. And then I've got Power Crunch bars. And then I've not bought these before, those Think bars. Sorry, that's upside down. But I bought those at Walmart the other day. And then I brought some hemp Sweethearts. I've got Smart Tarts. I've got tortillas down in there. I have AHS pancakes. I've got oatmeal protein pies, like 5 of them. And then I've got 2 hemp bars, cashew and pecan. And who knows what else is in the bottom of that bag. But I am not going to eat all of that this week. But I didn't know if my mom might want something or whatever. So I just brought, that was pretty much everything that was on my shelf in the house. I just put it in this bag and brought it with me. And then I have this gum, extra gum. Because, you know, if you do get wanting something to eat and you know it's not time to eat, or you had all your portions and all of that, then you should chew gum. But does anybody else do that? Like overpack? So I have overpacked. But anyway, but I don't want to be without Shibboleth approved things. And yesterday there was 3 tornado warnings that came through on my phone, and I'm not going out in that. And my mom doesn't have a lot of food here at her house because she's single. And so I brought it all myself. Let's see what y'all are saying this morning. Oh, I might have to go back and read those. I'm going to have to go back and read those. If anybody told me something extremely important, please say it again so I can see it. But I'm going to read what Michelle, I'm going to start with what Michelle Harper wrote right here. Kim Danke, that's how my bag looks when I travel. Yes. I went, what? That looks different than even when I go to the beach. Because see, when I go to the beach, I know I'm going to go out to eat for certain things. But here, I'm just going to be here for 5 days. Then you think about all the meals. And then you think, well, does my mom want something? So there's all sorts of different things. So that's why I brought so many options. Plus, I never know what I'm going to want to eat. So I did that. But we're going to go over today's devotion. Today's devotion is Made to Crave Devotional by Lisa Turkhurst. And I love the topic of this one because I just looked at it. Is it sustainable? Because we talk all the time about this lifestyle is practical, sustainable, and fun. Lots and lots of fun. So the verse is 2 Corinthians 7:1. If you'll type that in, 2 Corinthians 7:1. Since we have these promises, dear friends, let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body and spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God. I really like that. Since we have these promises, dear friends, let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body and spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God. Most people ask the same 2 questions when they hear about my weight loss and healthy eating plan. How did you do it? Sorry, I've got notifications coming through. And is this something you can sustain? In other words, they are wondering, if I follow your advice, what will I have to give up forever? We often desire the long-term solution, but shy away from the actions necessary to reach our goal. Sacrificing for a reason is not fun, but it is doable. However, sacrificing, y'all listen to this, sacrificing until we no longer desire what has been given up, well, that just takes discipline to a whole new level. Is this kind of sacrificial discipline really sustainable? Her answer is no and yes. No, I do not believe in our own strength we can sustain a level of discipline that requires real sacrifice for a long period of time. However, my answer is yes if we factor in a crucial spiritual truth, making the connection between my daily disciplines, which remember I call the 5 parts of the shield my 5 daily disciplines. So making a connection between my daily disciplines with food and my desire to pursue holiness is crucial. So she's connecting those 2. And holiness doesn't just deal with my spiritual life, it very much deals with my physical life as well. It is good for God's people to be put in a place of longing so they feel a slight desperation. Only then can we empty enough and open enough to discover the holiness we were made for. When we are all stuffed full of other things and never allow ourselves to be in a place of longing, we don't recognize the deeper spiritual battle going on. And I prefer the word battle to struggle, y'all, just to let you know. We'll talk about that in a second. Satan wants to keep us distracted by chasing one temporary feeling. Listen, Satan wants to keep us distracted by chasing one temporary feeling after another. God wants us to step back and let the emptying process have its way until we start desiring a holier life. The gap between our frail discipline and God's available strength is bridged with nothing but a simple choice on our part to pursue happiness. Not happiness, holiness. And it'll make you happy. I was challenged by a pastor friend's confident statement. Okay, listen to this statement. God tells us to be holy, so be holy. He wouldn't have said it if it weren't possible. Let's read that again. She was challenged by a pastor friend's confident statement. God said to be holy, so be holy. He wouldn't have said it if it weren't possible. This is a truth that the Apostle Paul affirmed when he wrote, "Since we have these promises, dear friends, let us purify ourselves from everything that contaminates body and spirit, perfecting holiness out of reverence for God." This is from me, how much respect and reverence do you give God? This is being in awe of God, your reverence and respect for Him. Moment by moment, we can make the choice to live in our own strength and risk failure, or to reach across the gap and grab hold of God's unwavering strength. And the beautiful thing is, the more dependent we become on God's strength, the less enamored we are with other choices. How awesome is that? We need to become less enamored with some of these other choices that are just temporary fillings. So that's her devotion for today. We'll come back to that prayer in the end. But I want to talk about this word battle versus struggle. So I'm not a big fan of the word struggle. I feel like the word struggle is somebody trying to get a jar open and they just can't get the jar open, and that's kind of a struggle because they're struggling to get the jar open. Well, you can use a tool to get that jar open, which would be one of those little rubbery things that you can use to get the jar open. There's a tool that you can use. So on Shibboleth, we have our tools, okay? So there's no reason to struggle when you have your tools. The way that I see it is that we are battling, not struggling. We're battling. And I want you to think about that. When you go into battle, you take your tools. And one of the tools that you have is all of the content that we put out, because the more you listen to that content, the more you understand and it gets into you. Because it takes, if you've had 50 years of bad habits, they aren't going to change overnight. So you have to keep doing the good habits to get you thinking those are the normal. Okay, so you have to sustain that like she's talking about. But I like the word battle over struggle. So let's not use that struggle word, because I think that puts us in a point of weakness. And I don't want us to be in a point of weakness. I want us to come at this as from a direction of strength. So also think about this. People that go into battle are brave. They're brave people. So let's be brave people and battle those moments with the tools that we have, okay? Battle those moments with filling ourselves with Jesus. And we may not get what we expect when we're attempting to fill ourselves with Jesus, because I've had it happen. Y'all have seen me do that a few weeks ago, and I got so upset about it because it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. But I can't worry about that. I got to keep right on going. I keep right on trusting in my personal Lord and Savior, because I've made a choice to do that. And then I put in all of these other things. So all of the Shibboleth lifestyle enhances what I do with Jesus. So I have a little extra time this morning, so I am going to scroll back and see what you guys were saying, because I would miss it. I would really miss it if I didn't get to say hello to everybody. Good morning, Amy from Ohio. A rainy IMF day. Michelle in Carrollton is having an IMF day. Good morning, Colleen. 10th perfect day in a row. Way to go. Way to go. That's the kind of thing I was scrolling back to see right there. Congratulations, Colleen. Y'all, let's give Colleen some hearts because she is back on the planet and has had 10 perfect days. Way to go. Hey, good morning, Marla. A perfect day in Canton. Yes, thank you. Thank y'all for your prayers for my mom. Thank you. Good morning, Susie. Let's see. Diane, good morning. Thank you. She's having a perfect day. Yes, thank you. Y'all pray for a fast and speedy recovery. If you want something really specific to pray for, pray that pain is low because that is important to her. Good morning, Polly. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Kathy from Michigan. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so Gina is having a perfect day. She is on fire. Okay, I'm so excited, Gina. I'm so excited to see what you're doing. It's wonderful. Kathy is having a perfect day. Hey, Lindsay Harden, Ringgold, Georgia, first perfect day. Way to go, Lindsay. That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Becky. Thank you for praying for my mom. Thank you. Good morning from Indiana, Valerie Herman. Good morning, having a perfect day. Thank you, Michelle. Sandy, good morning from Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. That's a mouthful. She's had to tell me several times how to say it. Very foggy, rainy day, but perfect day. Yes. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question. Can you hear the birds? Y'all give me some hearts if you can hear those birds outside because this is right outside my mom's condo window. Those birds, even though there was rain going on yesterday, they were singing like that. I thought, wow, that's the way to look at life. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Good morning, Lynn from Carrollton, having an IMF day. Thank you. Thank you. Having a perfect day in Dalton, Miss Polly Jones. I contacted Polly. I said, where you been, Polly? She said, and I did figure this. I figured that the, what's it called? The daylight saving times change. And I said, did that affect you? Where have you been on the Shibby show? Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Becky from Lake City, Florida, having a perfect rainy day. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. And Becky, this is how... Oh, Michelle says those are her favorite Quest chips. Oh, I'm eating them. They just burn my mouth after. Good morning, Becky. This is how I went on my trip. Yes, a big bag of approved stuff. It was so helpful. Yeah, and sometimes you think you're overpacking, but hey, I'd rather be prepared and put this stuff back in the pantry when I get home than need it and not have it. It also keeps you from having to go to out and about when all this rain is happening. Good morning, Bob. Bob Ferris from St. Augustine. I always keep my approved foods bag with me. Keeps me out of trouble. That's right. I'm glad you're on here. Good morning. Good to see you. Thank y'all for typing in the verse. Thank you. Yes. Oh, yeah, it's true. They are asked every single time. Let's see. Polly says, I've gone without donuts till it doesn't bother me anymore. They were my favorite sweet. Well, I'm glad that you have overcome that. Thank you for overcoming that, Polly, because you make a good example for us by overcoming that. So thank you, thank you. Good morning, Patty Bass. Good morning. I see you there. Good morning. Okay, so Patty says, avoid replacements in life, be it with food or something else, is exactly what it is. Void. It is a weakness we struggle to overcome. Yeah, see, I was going to tell something on Patty. Patty has a bio coffee problem, y'all. Marla likes bio coffee too. So if you like bio coffee a lot and you don't know how there's really great ways to use it and not so great ways to use it, I need you to watch Travis's Mary Anna journal review this week, and it will help you learn a little bit more about bio coffee. Yes, thank God for tools and shibboleth. And Polly's so funny. And she has an electric jar opener. She doesn't have to use that rubber thing. Good morning, Jennifer from Chatsworth, Georgia. 24 perfect days, down 10.8 pounds, and today's a planned holiday. Way to go, Jennifer. That is awesome. You are sustaining and doing great. So happy for you. Good morning, Christy from Ball Ground, Georgia, having an IMF day. And then Colleen says, when I struggle, it is usually alone. When I battle, we are not alone. That's right. So Colleen, remember that no matter what, reach out. Reach out. Let's be in battle together and not struggle alone. Yes. Awesome. I love all y'all's hearts. Thank you. Yes, it's amazing. Those birds are just singing like crazy. This is how you wake up over here. They sing way early, too. Way early. That's true, Michelle. Michelle says having your approved food helps so much even if you have a holiday. That's right. That's right. Patty says keep my bio coffee out of it. Ah, you're funny. All right. Okay, well, we're going to hop off of here. Thank you for spending a little bit of extra time with me this morning. And let's go ahead and do this prayer. Dear Lord, I long to experience the holiness I was made for. I want to reach across the gap and grab hold of your strength, the unwavering strength that leads to peace and joy. And I know that it does. So let's do it together. And I hope that y'all have a great and wonderful day. And I'll see you in the morning for the Shibby Show. Bye.